Welcome back to the channel. Yours truly, DJ Sound Expression, and today it's all about getting prepared for a sound check. Oh yeah, getting prepared for sound check, because I find out sometimes you go to events and you find there's a lot of little problems happening that shouldn't be non-existent. Yeah, like, you know, cables breaking, shortage, amps burning out. Some of the things that if you'd take the time to just go over at home base, you would recognize that those would be non-existent. And what I mean by that, within my time of being an audio engineer and a DJ, there's one thing that I always prize myself on. It's taking the time out to system check my system. Yep, go through everything with a fine-tooth comb. Keep everything clean. It doesn't make any sense you going out there with a sound system that I would consider badoo, and I give the customer a horrible sound. No, it don't make sense. Get some help. You need counseling if you carry a system like that. I'm dead serious. You need counseling. Get some help. So basically, this is what I'm telling you up front. When I'm getting ready for any event, whether it's I have to DJ or I have to song engineer, first thing I do, start with the cables. Let me look at the cables. I look at every cable, go through every cable, make sure that I have 2 meters. One which is a tester actually, one tester, and 2 meters for different things, like basically checking the ohms, watts, volts, and I usually have 2 because just in case one go down, I always have the other one. And the cable tester, definitely I have that also. Actually I have 2 of those, so basically I make sure I check all of my XLRs, 1/4 inch, and even the speaker on cables. I check all of those cables. What I also like to do is periodically unscrew the speaker boxes, take out the drivers, clean them off, vacuum out the inside of the box. If they need painting, if they need sanding off because they will be scuffed up and things, so I visit the hardware store, get some black paint, and make sure I keep everything looking a particular way. As I have to say, I got a bigger acid sound system from out of, I think he's in Florida, and he always talking about nasty boxes on his social media page, and you know what? I am so in agreement with him. It just shows you the type of person you are, the type of individual, how serious you're taking your craft. Because people always wonder why people don't want to pay, but when you turn it with a sound system that look horrible, like speaker boxes want to fall to shambles and stuff like that, people will be saying, what am I paying you for? And then when you see other sound companies that have everything in order, the line arrays hanging properly, cable management properly, people then understand why they're paying what they're paying. So get on that page. I would say get your sound system up and cranking, make sure everything is clean about it. The other thing too is to test the speakers. Test them, carry through each driver from the horn. If you got tweeters in there, whatever you have, 15s, 12s, 10s, 8s, whatever speaker subs, test them properly. Send some noise down through them, make sure that they're performing the way they're supposed to perform. And there's something that you really need to understand about your speakers that a lot of people do not understand. Frequency response. Yes, do you understand what frequency response of the speaker is? Seriously, you need to understand that. Don't try pushing your speakers in an area where it's not supposed to perform, especially the horns. You're trying to get a frequency out of it, like all down at 800. That time the horn don't even perform below 1K. You know? So check your frequency response. Understand what it means. Make sure your crossovers and is set in such a way that it does not play the speakers out of the frequency range they're designed for. Trust me on that. They will sound horrible and they can be damaged after that. And make sure you test the speakers properly and try different configurations to make sure that of your crossover, to make sure that you're getting the best result out of your speakers. That's all it is, because most of the time when you have your crossover set properly, a lot of pushing of the music you don't need to do, because there's a lot of perceived loudness. It's clear and everything. It sounds louder because it's clear. It's not muddy or anything where the music doesn't sound like it's traveling. It travels, trust me, once it's clear. I've been to places where I heard two notes, a kick, boop, and a tss. Two things, kick and a tss. I would call those the two notes of distraction. No vocals, no nothing from a distance. And the person was pushing four tops and four bottoms. Tops consist of dual 15s and horns. Now I'm trying to figure out how you don't get any vocals out of those for a distance. I'm still trying to figure it out. Yes, I am trying to figure that out. Now for me, in a situation like that, all of that is just horrible EQing, horrible system management. Basically for the drive rack, if you're using a drive rack. Yep, crossover frequencies are all wrong, and then the volumes on each one of the sections is just wrong. It's just wrong. The whole system just wrong, if you ask me. Yeah, wrong. Let me not beat around the bush on it. So, as I would say, test everything. One of the major things I like to do when I finish testing and cleaning up everything for the speakers, jump to the rack. Whether I'm using a drive rack, analog gear, whatever, jump to the rack. Clean them up too. Clean them out. Make sure that all of the cables at the back also run properly. Make sure everything is neat. When people look at you, you should look like business. When you walk into a bank, you recognize that the bank is well laid out. Why don't you run your business like how a bank is being run? You know, people will take you seriously. When people see you turning up with a sound system that looks the part, people look at you like, yeah, he know what he doing. Even if you don't know what you're doing, just looking the part. People would say, yeah, boy, he gotta be real good. Look at his system is in order. He has everything. He has everything flowing. He think he working at BBC or something, you know? Yeah, you gotta have everything clean and in order. So make sure your rack and everything is in order, clean out. And if you want to add a little oil, especially for those cases that needs a little, you know, a little shiner, there's some oils that you can put on it that could moisturize the outside and make it look nice and glossy and give it that nice texture look and stuff like that, you know, so that you don't look cheap and shabby. So maintenance of your gear is very important. I have seen equipment already whereby the speaker boxes has holes that are not supposed to be there, and we don't mean airports. We mean the wood is actually breaking down. The wood is if the wood is breaking down, you know what? If you can't afford to buy the new boxes, get the specs. Learn to cut some wood. Learn to join it. Get some help. Call in a carpenter. You know, it's these kind of things that will make you or break you. And if you go to an event whereby the speaker boxes fall into pieces, why would somebody pay you for that? That just goes to show that you're insulting the person's intelligence. Make sure that your stuff is in tip-top condition so that when payday come around, yeah, they know where they got to pay you. And they don't have a problem with paying you. So, and then you also retain another job from this individual. That's the other thing. Now, after testing, cleaning all the rack, which is the processing part, drop down to your amps. Do the same thing. And also on the back of the processing gear, you got the terminals. Make sure they're clean. All those gold tips and stuff like that, make sure they're clean. We don't want to build up of debris or anything on it that could cause the signal to not flow through properly. We want a good clean signal. That's the truth. We want a good clean signal. And once you do that, trust me, sound system will work properly. I would also say drop it down a little bit lower now. Let's go down to the amplifiers. Now the amps usually carry fans on the inside, so I would recommend getting a vacuum and cleaning it out. Paintbrush. Be very gentle with it, but clean it out. You don't want that dust building up till it has that moist feeling in it and then it arcs something out. No. all those little dust bunnies and stuff like that. No, you don't want those on your amplifier. Clean it out. Unscrew the fans. Clean that off properly. You know, get a brush, paint brush, and brush lightly on it. Get all that old dirt off. Clean it. It needs to be clean, because you will be surprised the performance after you finish cleaning your system. Making sure that everything is in order. If speakers need changing, I don't believe in recording. A lot of people can't record properly. That's the truth. So for me personally, throw away the magnet. If somebody wants it, give it to somebody else and buy something new and put it in a new speaker altogether. You shouldn't be getting little basic primary school problems when you're being paid top tier. Nah, should not be. And this is the first part of sound systems going out on the road and performing for a club or anything like that. Making sure that the system is at its best performance. Testing everything. I'm not saying that by the time you don't get bang up in the vehicle or whatever the case is, like something might not come loose or something so. But highly unlikely if you have it wrapped in cases properly, the driver takes the time, you tie down the things properly, you don't have to worry. As I say, 90% of a performance is done at home, which is testing and making sure that everything is in order. Even your computer, make sure that the computer is cleaned up properly, and also make sure it's optimized for music production so that the hard drive don't go off, the USB ports don't shut off or anything, so especially for PCs. Those are just some little simple things you could do so that the computer is always on. Make sure it never goes to hibernate mode or anything like that. Make sure it's always running. Trust me, it works. I do it. And I don't have problems. I don't. The only way I might have a problem is if the electricity cut in the nightclub and I couldn't carry a generator in it. That's all. But you have to take time to make sure that your gear is in tip-top condition. Make sure everything is running. Even your USB ports, clean those out too. A lot of dust and all sorts of things go down in there, and then it goes into a bag, a carrying case, a bag, whatever the case. Thread and all sorts of things is becoming off of these things, and dust and things. So no, clean it out. Make sure it's clean. Test it. Make sure it's well tested. Put it in the bag, take it out the bag and test it. It sounds stupid, right? Yeah, but when you make sure that everything is in tip-top condition, you'll be surprised how easier it is for the event. Now, when you're taking a sound system out on the road, one thing that you must have is a setup guide, which is how your system is to set up. Yep, each speaker, each crossover, each amplifier, everything has to be on paper where you could just look back. Or this is a digital era. You can store it on your tablet, drop the map of your whole system, bam, put it on your tablet. Or you can have it in a folder, whichever one is easier for you. There's a digital era, you know, so that when you get on location, you know that, hey, this rack, this case is supposed to be next to the audio engineer. This next case, which is the amplifier rack, this is supposed to be next to the speakers. You shouldn't be trying to guess which rack is this, which arm this is this. No, you're looking at everything. It's a map. Connect it properly. Do it. It saves time. And then when it comes to troubleshooting, any problem or anything, you resort to that and you can figure out where what is and how. One of the things inside the speaker boxes that you must have correct is if things are supposed to be in parallel or series. You need to understand that. Parallel series, how much ohms? If you want it pushing at an 8 ohm low, 4 ohm, some amplifiers even go down to 2 ohms. So you figure out all of that. Yep. You need to know what you're doing. I would just say that a lot of my stuff usually go in 8 ohms. There's a reason for that. I find that the song is more open. 4 ohm give me this is like a kind of a darker, tighter sound that isn't as open, but it sounds okay. 4 ohms, alright. It's alright. Even the subs, sometimes I play subs singly and at 8 ohms. speaker design for it, so if not, why not? You know, so that's just a few of the things that you need to check out when you're looking at setting up. Just don't look at getting to the event and thinking that just because, oh, you got a sound system, I can just, well, I don't have to do nothing. I go in there, so to the event, and I can play. No, that is a recipe for disaster. A serious disaster to happen to. And that's where a lot of guys fail on, plain and straight. Now, I see, like, make sure, I would always tell people this also, make sure you carry your own generator. No matter how big or small the event is, make sure you carry your own generator. And make sure you don't plug the popcorn machine, lights, and all sorts of nonsense into your generator too. This is for your sound system. Always remember, if somebody wants something, it can be rented. Yeah, we could find someone who rents them and we can rent them for you. Don't go plugging in and everything into your system next minute. You got a buzz, a hum, and all sorts of nonsense. Separate things. Even like when you go to massive shows, the lighting system is usually on a different generator to the sound system. I wonder why. You know, suddenly you bring about 2 or 3 generators for a massive show. I wonder why. You need to have everything on its own circuit and stuff like that to perform to its max. Understanding a few more pointers, which is like how much amps is going to take to push your system. You need to know these basics. How are you connecting to a building? Or you have to go into their breaker panel. Do they have the necessary plugs and connections that you could just go plug and connect and go? All these are things that you need to understand. You need to set your system up for these actualities, you know? So all said and done, make sure that you have your system clean up, speaker boxes, all your cases and everything. Clean out your amplifiers, clean out your processors, make sure that every terminal port and everything clean. Now, one other tool that I would advise you to have, soldering iron, because you're gonna have to make cables at home at some point in time. So it'll just be cheaper to do it that way, and it's a lot easier to just get the type of cable that you want and make it the length, because within this music game today you could do a setup whereby you just need a short cable to run to the amps, or tomorrow you might need a long one. So you got to know for the venue and stuff like that what you need to do. So it's good to have all sorts of tools at hand so that you can get the job done. But soldering iron is one that is necessary. So I will also add that to a multimeter and the cable testers, yes. And you should be good to go. Make sure that you like, subscribe, check out the Patreon page and everything. So for me, and thank you all for listening. Yours truly, DJ Sound Expression. Enjoy your day.